through 5 out to 10. They just have to get the rate right up, whip it along here. A little bit bouncy there, but this is a crew that have found a lot of speed. They qualified having won their semi-final yesterday. It's been a very, very long time, Dan Topolski, since we've been able to say we've got a crew in the men's lightweight coxless 4 that are contending for the gold medal.
It has been a while, and it's a great event, very hot event this. It's a lovely boat, and they're only usually about 3 or 4 seconds behind the heavyweights in this event, so it does illustrate how competitive it is. The Italians are always strong in this boat class, but Great Britain have found such a good rhythm. They've brought James Lindsay-Fynn in from the double from last year into the 4, and it's made a good difference. Richard Chambers is new in here. It's a new lineup, and Robin Williams has done a fabulous job in putting together a 4 that really can match the best in the world. Remember, we haven't got China here, who are world champions and were first in Amsterdam. They're not here today, but the British crew ran them very close 3 weeks ago.
It's a great opportunity for Great Britain then to really sort of stamp their mark and their challenge on the Chinese when they'll meet again in 5 weeks' time at the World Championships. Great Britain now coming up through 500 meters. Good start. Very good first 500 meters. Not a bad time, a 1:26 here. They can have the confidence now just to stretch it out a little bit. We've got James Clark at Oxford Brookes University, 23 from Durham, Durham University. James Clark from Durham University sits up there in the stroke seat, just nice and smooth. Paul Mattick from Wallingford Rowing Club, 29 years of age. James Lindsay-Fynn from London Rowing Club, 31 years of age. And Richard Chambers from Oxford Brookes, the youngster in the crew at 22.
They're rowing with tremendous class. I mean, there's such relaxation in that boat, where you can see how they're letting the boat travel, run between the strokes. They're very well drilled, and that's a mark of a crew that you expect to go places. They're relaxed, they're allowing the boat to... Any good top-class athlete will not look as if they're trying. And these guys are connecting well with the oars going into the water at the front end. They take the load there with the legs drive down and drive the oar through the water. So they're not so much pulling as pushing with the legs. That's the key there. And they've got to keep the oar, the blade tip, anchored in the water as they lever past the boat. And they are moving very, very well indeed.
The 500-meter mark, Great Britain had a quarter of a length. Coming up to the halfway mark now, Great Britain looking to push that out, extend it out to 1 length. It's about just stepping on each and every 500, and the British crew seem to be doing that. But looking alongside them in lane 5, the crew from Netherlands starting to just ease through. They were 3rd at Amsterdam 3 weeks ago, 11th in the World Championships last year. But the British are responding quite nicely. They're still keeping it long. They're not being flustered here. But what a sight to be sitting in that boat, Dan, when you can see 5 boats chasing you quite closely behind.
Including France, who was 2nd in the world last year. Same crew. So you've got, you're sitting on top of some extremely good crews. Australia was 6th last year. They're out there in lane 1, but they're not going to challenge. It does look like Holland are going to be the ones to bring up to bring the pressure onto Great Britain over this last 750 meters.
In the race 3 weeks ago in Amsterdam, Great Britain and China, it was just them, it was cat and mouse. And so they weren't really worried about the Netherlands, but now with China out of the picture for this regatta, they've got to be really focused on making sure they reach that very same standard, so that they're not sort of being drawn back into the pack here by Netherlands chasing in lane number 5, by France chasing the French crew. Let's not underestimate them. They're the Olympic champions from Athens in 2004, although there's now a little bit of clear water developing between Great Britain and France in lane 3.
This gives me a great kick. I want a silver medal in this event, so I love watching the 4s because it's a great event to be in. And these guys they've carried on to another level.
British crew doing very well in this final then, the men's lightweight coxless 4. They were nice and steady in that first 500, get to the first mark, establish a rhythm. They've had a great middle 1,000. They're into the last 500, 3/4 of a length up, in a good position now to defend any strike. But they've got to watch just France in lane 3 starting to make that move. They're now closing that the all-important clear water.
But Gary, look, just then as they saw that they were through into the last 500, they just lengthened a bit. They just took a little bit more reach for the stroke, lengthened, took a longer stroke, and they've just moved on ahead again. It's very mature rowing, and they are right there on top of a very, very strong field. They must watch out for the Dutch, though, who are coming pretty fast, and the French, who are notoriously fast finishers.
So the Dutch going off on the steering. Look at that. The steering has gone completely now for the Dutch. They're out and across the boys. Don't know what's happened there. That's their race game over, because if they go out into the lane, the impeding lane of Italy, and they impede Italy, they'll be disqualified. Look at what's happened there. The Dutch just out of the line. Here come, though, France in lane 3, bringing with them Canada in lane number 2. The Australians on the far side as well. And the Dutch back into their lane. They'll be bitterly disappointed to let the French crew coming up in lane 3. The British crew, though, in lane number 4, hanging off. It's 3/4 of a lane. It's inside 100. It's now inside 75. It's up to 50 meters. The British crew, for the first time in this event, are going to sit at the top of the pile. They win the event for the first time. Great Britain by half a length, and their hands go punching it in the air because they realise the significance of this event. It's first today for the first time for Great Britain.
Well, and Italy just run right out of it.
Dan, we're just going to see what happened in second place, because the French obviously came right back here. What a disaster for the crew from Netherlands. I mean, they were out of their lane. They were right on the boys. They came back into it. We'll see as it goes across. It's half a length to Great Britain, and it's looking like, I would say, Netherlands on that. It looks the bow ball, the white thing at the front, third position. So Great Britain first, France get it into second, Netherlands are pushed back into third position.